Welcome back, YouTube. It's Jay Roebuck. And before I get into any of the details about the legal filings in Drake's appeal case, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. I got the bucket on today. I don't have a haircut. I'm looking a little rough, but we must continue. We have to report the news. And also, Drake is being sued because of an image he used in his music video, What Did I Miss? So there's a few things to go over. I'll get to all the important details. I will give my opinion and I won't hold you any longer. Let's get into it. Now, before I say anything, here is my disclaimer. I am not a lawyer. I am not a legal expert. This is not legal advice. I simply read the document and used my reading and comprehension skills to draw connections, conclusions, and give you my opinion based on what I read. So let me preface this by saying that this is a civil pre-argument statement. This is not all the evidence put forth. This is not everything that you're going to see that they're going to put forth in the appeal. This is simply a roadmap to what the team will argue. So this is what was included in it, and I'll put the link in the comments so you can see it and read it for yourself if you so wish. So the first thing that they describe is what the case was about. So as we know, Drake is suing UMG over Kendrick Lamar's song Not Like Us, and he accuses them and insinuates that this was basically bad business tactics. There were certain deals cut, and I'll explain that in a bit. But they just give an overview of the case, which we should all know if you've been on this channel before. They also talk about the issues that they will be raising in the appeal. So they're going to be saying why they're appealing and why they feel that the case shouldn't have been thrown out in the first place. And that leads to the next point. They're going to discuss what occurred in the lower court that made the case be dismissed and where they think the judge went wrong. And then they will talk about whether the case can be settled or narrowed down. Now, I will say this. After reading this, I did see the team clearly make some things a bit more clear, and it kind of connects to what we saw in the Iceman episodes. So let's get into that right now. So the first thing is that they maintain the allegation that UMG's main motive in this whole thing was to devalue Drake in his upcoming contract negotiations. Now, Drake has been alluding to the number that he was offered, 500 million just for Aubrey. He's been talking about that number. So what he's saying is that UMG basically made a business decision. They made a conscious choice to engage in this beef and back Kendrick Lamar because it would devalue Drake, which would make them have to pay Drake less money in his next contract, which means they would see more profit. So he is making it very clear that that is what he believes the main motive was for them publishing and promoting to the extent that they did with Not Like Us. The second thing they discuss is the contract that Kendrick Lamar signed just days or a day before Euphoria was released. He believes the motive was to prove to Kendrick Lamar that UMG could promote the music, and in doing this, they hoped that they would be able to re-sign Kendrick Lamar to a longer contract. So basically, if I were to give a sports analogy, they tried to sign Kendrick to a one-year deal and basically prove to him, hey, we can win a chip or we can make a long playoff run. Now re-sign with us. Think about the Kawhi deal to Toronto, right? It was a one-year deal. They acquired him. They won the chip and Kawhi ended up leaving. But in this case, UMG wanted Kendrick to stay, and they're showing this is what we can do for you if you sign this deal and you engage with Drake. That is what's alleged in this paperwork. The next thing they talk about are the alleged errors made by Judge Vargas, who was the judge who dismissed the case, because the judge in this case is saying that no reasonable listener believed that Drake was a PDF based on what was said in the song. But Drake's team is saying, yes, people believe that. Yes, it was publicized. And yes, there were real life ramifications. My house was shut up. I had to pull my son out of school. People are labeling and calling me this thing on the internet because some people are stans or some people are just gullible. So that is the next point that they are saying. And finally, they talk about how the judge viewed things only within the context of a rap battle, but they believe that there is a clear distinction between all the songs released in a battle and Not Like Us, right? They're talking about Euphoria, 616 in LA, Meet the Grams. None of those songs reached that level of promotion that Not Like Us did. So why is there a difference in how the label is treating this, which means you shouldn't view the song as just a song in a rap battle. This song is something separate. This song is something different, and it needs to be treated as such. That is the argument they're making. Now, my personal opinion, I don't know if this is going to work, but listen, Drake paid all of this money. You tried first, it got dismissed, so why quit now? I mean, I don't know. Maybe personally I would handle things differently, but listen, I'm also not close to a billionaire or a billionaire, and I also don't feel like I was cheated out of $500 million. If I felt that way personally, I would probably take it to the furthest extent. But whatever evidence they had, they have to be ready to produce it, because you have to go out there and prove that the label knowingly and willingly engaged in these acts. I don't know there. That's not up to me. He's not paying me. If he wants to pay me to be a part of the legal team, I'll go back to law school and I'll get the degree. But again, this is a complex case and this is going to take a long time. This is not something that's going to be settled within 6 months to a year. The Court of Appeals takes a while to review things. You have to get dates set up. I don't know if they're going to request more documents or access to things. Those are things that are not in my purview to say. I just know that it's not going to be a quick solution. But those are the updates on the case that just came out. 2025 is just a year of the lawsuit. We got Drake, we got Cameron, you got people suing Drake, Drake suing people. This time he's sued by an Italian photographer for copyright infringement for the image he portrayed in his music video, What Did I Miss? Now, if you remember the scene, and I'll attach the picture here, Drake is standing in front of his pool or, at his house with a bunch of firearms laid out. Now, what this Italian photographer is alleging, I'm not going to try to, say the name, I don't want to butcher it, is that that's his style, right? Drake is infringing on his copyright because he has a book that came out called The Ameriguns. That's the name of the book, where he photographs people posing in a similar way. I don't know if he invented that pose or invented taking pictures of people with firearms. Again, I am not the legal expert, but I don't know if this lawsuit has legs to stand on. I mean, the lawsuits against Drake are just rolling in. And even if you're not suing Drake, if you're suing a streaming company where Drake is the most popular streaming act, you're just going to throw the name and the picture out there to gain traction. I don't know, man. 2025, the year of the lawsuit. So, hey, that's the news. I'm only reporting it. If you want to get more information on the case, you can look in the comments. I will attach the links. You can read the document that talks about Drake's team and the update that they had. And then if you want to find out about the copyright infringement, just do that on your own. I don't think that has much merit, in my humble opinion. And that's the update. Very quick, very short, to the point. Again, I go by the name Jay Roebuck. Please make sure you like, comment, and share. Thank you all for watching the video. Thank you for all the support. Make sure you get yourself some merch. Facts over feelings always. And many blessings to you all. Salute.